Back. In this video, we are going to see a keyword called static. Static is used for memory allocation, and this can be used with a variable, or we can use with a class. Even we can use this with a method. So let us see how this can be used. So as I told, this is normally used for memory management. We can use with variables. We can use it with blocks of code, nested classes, and even with methods we can use this. So static keyword belongs to the class than instance of class. So you have to remember it. The instance of class is going to be the object. So we should use this with the class, but not with the instance of the class. Okay. So static can be of three type. One, we can use it with variable. Also we call it as a class variable, or data member, or instance variable. And second use is we can use it with method. We call it as class method. And third use is we can use it with nested classes. Even we can use it with nested classes. Okay, so let us see one by one. First thing is how we can use a static word with variable. So first let us see a program where we don't use the static at all. Let us see a normal variable without any static. uh, Normally what happened, when you create an object of a class, every object is going to have its own memory, and every object is going to have its own copy of instance variable. So please do remember, when I create an object of a class, think that I've got a class called A. For the class A, I'm going to create three objects. All three objects is going to have its own memory location, and which is going to have its own copy of instance variable. So think that I've taken a class A. For class A, I'm creating. Think that I'm creating A. Let us take it as A. This is what my small letter A. So I've created another object called B. Think that I've created a third object called C. So each object is going to have its own space in the memory, and each object is going to have its own copy of instance variable. So what happened? If I make changes in any of the object, which will never get reflected in other objects. Think that A is 10, and think that let us take every object has got same value. Now I want to change the value of A. I'll make it as 20. So when I do this, so this will not reflect in other objects. So this is the thing which happens with the normal variable. Let me repeat. Every object which you have created is going to have its own memory, and all the object is going to get its own copy of instance variable. Updation of one object will not reflect in the other objects, right? So let us see the program, so you'll have the better idea. So look at the program where you can find a class called counter. Look at the counter is your class name, and where you have a variable called count. So what happened, which is going to allocate memory when you create an object. You will have space for the variable count, and we have got a constructor. So look at this, the class name and the method name is same. So whenever the class name and method name is same, you should remember that it's a constructor, and where I'm going to increment the count. I'm going to increment the count by 1. Before it was 1. Now I'll increment this. Where next line I'll be printing what is its value. So I've just created a class. In the class there is a constructor and there is a data member. That's it. Okay. Now let us see my next class, where I've named the class as my PGM, or my program. So this is the class where I've got my main method. Inside this, I'm creating three objects. Look at this. I've created three objects. So what did I say? For every object will have its own space in the memory. So please remember it. So this is going to be my C1. This is going to be my C2, and this is going to be my C3. So I've created how many objects? I've created 3 objects. And how much space will be allocated for this? For that, we should look at the class. For which class we have created the object? So we have created object for the class called counter. So this is what my class called counter. In this class, we have a single variable. So count, and what is the type for this, which is of type integer. So I'll be getting how many bytes for my C1, which is 4 bytes. So let us write it here. For my second one, again, this is going to be 4 bytes. And for my third object, also going to get 4 bytes, right? So we have created 3 objects, and whenever I no, uh, create objects, the class variable get initialized. So what is the value I should do with all the variables, which is 0. So every object is going to be having the same value, which is 0. And look at the next statement. I'm going to increment the count by 1. So whenever I call the what you call the constructor with my first object, what do I do is I'll increment the count. The moment I create object, this will be initialized to 0. And what this constructor does, the constructor is going to increment the count by 1. So this is going to be 1 now. So this is going to be 1. So again, I've created another object called C2. The moment I create object, this is going to be 0, and which is going to call the constructor, and what the constructor does, which is going to increment the count by 1. Again, this is going to be 1. Look at the third statement. The moment I create the object C3, so C3 will be initialized with the value 0, and we have a constructor. The constructor is going to increment the count by 1. Again, this is going to be 1. So finally, what happened? Every variable's value got incremented by 1, because every variable, or not the variable, yeah, this is the object. Every object's value we change in between using the constructor. Now let us see what output this is going to create. This is obviously going to create, or which is going to give the output as 1, because initially every place it was 0. We replace incremented this by 1. This is for my C1. Then for my C2, which is going to be 1, and for C3, this is 1. How this is done? The moment I create the object, this will be initialized to 0, and we have a constructor. It will come to this, which is going to increment this by 1. Initially it was 0, then it is 1. Next you are going to print what is the value for that count. What is there in count? Count is going to be 1. So this is for the first statement. Again, I've created an object for the uh, second time. Whenever I create, this will be initialized to 0. I'll call this constructor where the count will get incremented by 1. So I'll be getting the second output. I've created third object. So this is C3. The moment I create, this will be initialized to 0. Next, increment the count. So count is going to be 1, and I'll print this count. So this is going to be 1. So I've initialized, at the same time I've incremented its value by 1. But what happens? Whatever the changes I've made in the first object is not reflecting the second object. Initially everything was 0. When I made changes in the first object, which will never get reflected in the second object, which remain as it is. So this is about the static variable, without static variable. Now look at the static variable. What changes are made? I just made this as a static, and look at the output. I'll be getting it as 1, 2, 3, because every object will not have its own space. So please remember it. Static variable will get memory only once. So what is my variable? This is count. So this count is whenever I create an object which is get initialized. So this will be get initialized only once, and I'll call the counter. So this is about the counter where I'll increment this with 1. So this is going to be 1. I'll not have separate space for this. So I'll print what is the count value, which is going to be 1. Second time I'll create another object, so which will never get initialized again. So which is going to call the counter, where in that I'm going to increment the count. So before it was 1, now this is going to be. So when I create the second object, repeat again. It says static variable will get memory only once. So what is our static variable? Our static variable is the count. So count is going to take 4 bytes. So let us say this is the count. Uh, Count is not a normal variable; it's a static variable. And this is my class, and this is a class where I've got my main method. So I've created my first object C1, and space will be allocated for this. And when I say space will be allocated, please remember the space will be allocated only for the data members, right? And what happens? This will be initialized to 0, and there is a constructor. So it will come to the constructor. This is what the constructor, where I'm going to increment the count by 1. So when I increment the count, so before it was 0, now this is going to be 1. So to replace 0 with 1 now, so this is going to be 1. And we have the next line where I have to print what is the value of count. What is the value of count, which is 1. So I'll be getting this statement. So this is what happens when I created the first object. So please remember it. So I'm successfully done with the first statement. We'll go to the second line. Again, I'm going to create another object. So please remember, when I create the second object, I will not be getting separate space for this, because it told very clearly for the static variable, the memory will be allocated only once. Okay, so I'll be using the same memory where we have a variable called count, and it will come to the counter. So counter is my no, the constructor. It will come to the counter second time, where I'm going to increment the count. What is in the count? So count, it is 1. When I increment, this is going to be, so please see that this is 2. And I'm going to print the count value. When I print the count value, which is going to be 2 again. So I have another statement where I'm going to create one more object called C3, and C3 will not have separate space for its own variable, its own data member. Why? Because it is also going to take the same space because of the member called count, and that is going to be a static member. So what happened? So which is creating an object called C3 and new, and it will come to the counter is the constructor. So where I'm going to increment the count by 1. So count is going to be previous value plus 1. So 2 plus 1 is going to be 3 now, the count, right? So next I'm going to print what is the count value. When I print it, I'll be getting it as 3. So we have successfully created 3 objects, but irrespective of the number of objects we have created, the local variable or the static variable, that is the right word to say, the static variable shares the memory, or memory will be allocated only once for this variable, right? So this is about the static variable. So next let us see the static method. So please remember, the static method belongs to the class rather than objects. You have to see this very clearly. The static methods belongs to the class, not to the object. And what is the special thing is, without creating an object, a static method can be invoked without need for creating an instance of the class. The instance of class is going to be the object. So without creating an object, we can access these methods. And a static method can access a static data member. We have seen what is static data member. Now we are going to see what is static method. A static method can access a static data member. So let us see a program where there is no static method, or we are going to see a method without static method. Okay. So we are going to find cube of a number without using static. Sorry, we are going to see with static, not without static. We are going to see a program with static method. Okay. So look at the program. Let me start with the first one. So we have a class called no calculate, where we have a method called cube, and which is static. I recommend, I repeat, I insist, we are creating a class with a static method. So calculate is the class name, and static indicates the method cube is a static method, right? So this is the only difference we can find it here. And what it does, which is going to return the cube of x. So we are done with the first class. Let us see the second class. So this is what my second class, where my program is the class name. This is what my main method. So look at this. I've taken a variable called result, and calculate is my class dot cube. So I'm talking about this method, and how did I access this method in my class without creating an object? Calling a method directly with class without creating an object. How this is possible? This is possible only because the method called cube is a static method. Otherwise, which will never take. If this static was not there, so we have to create an object of the class called calculate here. So I have to create calculate a is equal to new calculate. I have to call this object, this constructor. Then using that object I have to access this. But here without creating an object I've done it. Let me repeat, without creating an object I've called the method in the class, method in the other class. Why? Because that method is a static method. When I do this, I'll be getting the output as 125, which is nothing but the cube of number 5.